Hello everyone, and welcome back to Real English with Yana. Today, we're going to work on something practical and super useful making phone calls in English. Steve, thanks for joining me to help our listeners get comfortable with everyday phone conversations.
Hi, Yana. I'm really glad to be here. Making phone calls can feel stressful, especially when you're still learning English. But with some practice, it gets easier. So, what will we be covering in this episode?
Great question. We'll start by breaking down basic phone call structure, then highlight some useful phrases. After that, we'll do some shadowing practice, so everyone can repeat after us. And of course, we'll finish with a real phone call roleplay about booking a dental appointment. Sound good?
That sounds perfect. These are skills everyone needs, and I think our listeners will really benefit from practicing together. Let's get started.
Let's begin with the basics. Most phone calls in English follow a simple structure. Greeting, stating your reason for calling, having the main conversation, and closing the call. Steve, would you mind giving us a quick example of a greeting?
Sure. You might say, "Hello, this is Steve speaking," or just, "Hi, this is Steve." It's a good way to introduce yourself right away, so the other person knows who's calling.
Exactly. And after the greeting, you usually say why you're calling. For example, "I'd like to make an appointment," or "I'm calling to ask about your opening hours."
Right. And then you have the main part of the conversation, where you share information or ask questions. Finally, you close the call with a phrase like, "Thank you, goodbye," or "Have a nice day."
Yes. And even though it sounds simple, sometimes it helps to have set phrases ready. Let's talk about those next. Now, let's look at some useful phrases you can use in almost any phone call. For example, when you're calling, you can say, "Can I speak to?" or "I'd like to." Steve, what's another common phrase?
Another helpful one is, "Could you repeat that, please?" This is great if you didn't understand something. And if you need someone to wait, you can say, "One moment, please."
Absolutely. And if you're making an appointment, you might ask, "Do you have any availability on Friday?" Or, "What times are open?" These are polite and clear.
And don't forget to confirm. You can say, "So, my appointment is at 3 p.m. on Friday, right?" That way, you make sure everything is correct before you hang up.
Let's do some shadowing now. Listeners, repeat after us to practice your pronunciation and rhythm. Steve, I'll say the phrase first, then you repeat, and our listeners can join in.
Sounds good. Go ahead, Yana.
Hello, this is Yana speaking.
Hello, this is Yana speaking. Okay, now everyone try that. Ready? And here's another one. I'd like to make an appointment.
I'd like to make an appointment. Great job. Practicing these simple sentences helps you feel more confident on the phone.
Definitely. And if you need someone to slow down, try. Could you please speak more slowly? Let's say it together.
A lot of learners tell me that speaking on the phone is harder than talking face-to-face. Steve, why do you think that is?
I think it's because you can't see the other person's face or gestures, so you have to really listen carefully. Plus, sometimes people speak quickly, or there's background noise. It's normal to feel nervous at first.
Exactly. But don't worry if you need to ask for repetition. Native speakers do it all the time. And it's perfectly okay to take your time. For example, you can say, "Could you say that again, please?"
Yes, and if you miss something, don't be afraid to ask for clarification. You can say, "Sorry, did you say Friday or Thursday?" Practicing these small phrases really helps.
All right, let's put everything together in a real-life scenario. We'll do a short role play where Steve calls to book a dental appointment. Listeners, pay attention to the phrases we use.
Okay, I'll be the caller. Ring, ring. Hello, this is Steve speaking. I'd like to make a dental appointment, please.
Hello, Steve. Thank you for calling. What day would you like to come in?
Do you have any availability on Friday morning?
Let me check. Yes, we have a slot at 10 a.m. Does that work for you?
Yes, 10 a.m. on Friday is perfect. Thank you very much.
Great. We'll see you then. If you need to change the time, just call us. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Now it's your turn. Here's a speaking challenge for our listeners. Imagine you need to call a doctor's office to make an appointment. Can you introduce yourself, explain why you're calling, and ask about available times?
Take a moment to think about the phrases we practiced today. Try saying them out loud, even if you're by yourself. Remember, practice is the key to confidence.
Exactly. And if you want extra practice, record yourself and listen back. That's a great way to improve your pronunciation and fluency. We've covered a lot today, from basic phone call structure to useful phrases and even a real role play. Steve, any final advice for our listeners before we finish?
Just remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Every phone call is a chance to learn. The more you practice, the easier it gets. So keep going.
Thank you so much, Steve, and thanks to everyone for joining us on Real English with Yana. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical English tips. See you next time.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing those phone calls and have a great day.
Thank you.